our first speaker is Junayd. He will tell us about Deloitte and of the application, what kind of services they're providing in the Middle East. So please, Junayd, the floor is yours. I'm switching off my sharing screen and you can start your presentation.
Perfect, thank you. Let's just make sure I get the screen sharing correctly. How's that? Is that full screen and coming through?
Yes.
Right, probably need to minimize myself out the way. Right, thank you for that introduction, Alex, and thank you to the audience for being here today at this webinar. It's a pleasure to be presenting our offerings with you, and I hope you find that this event is very insightful and rewarding. So as said, my name is Dr. Junayd Miah. I'm Head of Space Science and Innovation at Deloitte, and today I'll be providing a fairly brief overview of Deloitte's space practice, our heritage, our pedigree in the space sector, in addition to what services we are offering in the Middle East. Before I really get into the crux of it, I just want to recap about why space is important, particularly for those in the audience who are unfamiliar with the space sector. Today, we have an overwhelming reliance on space-based technologies, and we've had so over the past maybe 30 years now. We rely on space technologies heavily for simple things like our daily commutes to work or traveling, because we depend on satellite navigation systems. Or when we're trying to make mobile phone calls or use the internet in very remote locations, we rely on satellite communication services as well. And as a result of this dependence and reliance on space, many governments across the globe are trying to find ways on how they can maximize the return of investment in the space sector by investing heavily in it and helping their respective national economies grow through those investments. They're also investing heavily in protecting the assets and services that they have in space due to the dangers and the hazards that are existent in the space environment. And I've listed here some of the strategies that different nations have written and implemented. And as you can clearly see, Middle East is also a region that's growing in its space strategic thinking and something that we're readily supporting as well. And I have to be clear, it's not just government that is investing heavily in the space sector. There are many commercial companies that are doing this, very well recognized, very well established commercial companies, such as the likes of Amazon with their Kuiper constellation and SpaceX with their Starlink constellation. And when we just look at some of the numbers that are coming out of the space sector, we can really understand why all these different organizations are investing so heavily in the space sector. Just looking at the UK, we see that as of today, the space sector in the UK employs about 50,000 citizens to deliver space technologies and space services. And we have a return of around about £17.5 billion this year, and will continue to grow in the next, into our economy. And the ultimate result of this is that we actually have additional funds from the sector to help grow and thrive the growth of our technologies and innovation. And we're actually becoming, as a nation, a global leader in driving technological innovation in a number of different areas, just as a result of the space sector. When we look at things from a global scale, we can see that combined, all the spacefaring nations are investing around about £117 billion towards their respective space programs. Mostly this is achieved by the United States, but ultimately what we see is through this collective investment, the space sector is now worth around about $470 billion today, and it's likely to continue to grow to, and may even exceed $1 trillion by 2030 through things like the emergence of markets such as space tourism or the increasing demand of launch services due to the number of constellations that are being placed into space. There are a number of applications other than the ones that I mentioned that are really driving the space sector. There's two in particular that are just fundamental and have always been fundamental to the space sector, and these are satellite communication services and satellite navigation services, each of which have a market value of around 60 to 80 billion US dollars. There's also other market sectors such as Earth observation, so looking at the Earth from space. That's growing into a very lucrative market, currently standing at $4.2 billion. And we also have space situational awareness, which is how we try and characterize the space environment. That itself is growing to become a very significant market area, particularly due to the congested and volatile area that is the space environment, particularly with all the space debris that we have. Where Deloitte sits in all this is quite simple. Sorry, let's just go back one. We are, as many of you know, we are a leading global firm. We have been around for over 150 years now, and we have been helping clients in a number of different areas. What many of you may not be aware of is that we do considerably more than auditing. Auditing is essentially 20% of what we do. Much of what we do is also consulting and advice in a number of subject matter areas. And we have been delivering this service to clients across the globe in a number of different technology, commercial, and legal themes. In the Middle East, we've had a presence in the region for since 1926. We have a number of offices distributed across the region, spanning all the way from Oman to Libya. And we have a workforce of near 6,000 professionals, continually providing technical, legal, regulatory advice in a number of different areas to both government clients and private sector clients. With respect to our space practice, we have an unrivaled space practice with significant pedigree and heritage. We have been providing and delivering complex programs and services for about 15 years now, with many government and private sector clients across the globe. I'll just share some of these examples here just for awareness. So we have been supporting Australia in developing space mission operations and helping them grow their emerging space sector through these operational services. We've also been working closely with clients in Japan to help them drive innovation, so space innovation, essentially helping them understand how to make new transport mechanisms to and from the International Space Station. Here in the UK, we've been helping the UK government understand how to procure their next generation of satellite communication services. And this is a complex program that we're supporting that is helping them not only understand what assets and infrastructure to procure, but also how to build a workforce for such a long-term 10 to 15-year program, which is now worth around about 5.5 billion British pounds. From a space business perspective, we supported the US Space Force in helping the state of California become a space technology ecosystem. And now that state has actually become a key player in driving space technology, not just for the United States, but also for the globe. We are also supporting many different clients in helping them activate their space market by incentivizing non-space companies into investing in that market, as well as helping startups and talent grow through incubators and accelerator options and promoting those options as well. And then finally, we have a lot of experience in providing space systems engineering services to a number of clients. We actually are in the process of developing our own satellite constellations to meet a number of different client needs, clients from across the globe, and we're hoping to launch that around 2025. Generally speaking, and from the examples that I shared just now, we provide and engage with clients through our storefront. So we have a storefront such as what is displayed here to help clients understand what we can offer and tailor what we can deliver towards our clients' needs. And this storefront is essentially broken up into 4 pillars with 3 cross-cutting themes. So starting from the left, we provide under strategy and transactions, we provide clients with the tools and understanding knowledge on how to develop and implement a space strategy, along with what regulatory, legal, and economic information they need to successfully deliver their strategy, their services, and their products. We also provide commercial models to help them grow their market and help them deliver their operations. Moving on to the second pillar, space design and deliver. This is where we provide detailed space systems engineering support, where we essentially advise our clients on how to design, develop, and deliver a satellite constellation or satellite system, including the ground segments that are required. So we take our clients through the entire mission lifecycle process and that entire end-to-end journey from cradle to grave. Our space operations transformation pillar focuses on helping clients activate the space market and incentivize the growth of SME, small and medium enterprises and startups, as well as nurture talent and attract leading organizational interests from elsewhere. And then finally, our space applications pillar is where we help clients understand how to maximize the exploitation of data from space. I mentioned our cross-cutting themes. So across all three pillars, we provide continuous advice on space cyber resilience, helping products, assets, infrastructure be resilient to the threats presented by cyber. We also help clients understand how to be greener and cleaner in the space sector through our space sustainability theme. And we also help clients be more innovative in space through our space innovation theme. And that's not just from a technology, but also from a commercial sense. So helping them be more creative and adaptive in a number of different areas through innovation. And the reason that we have such a diverse portfolio of service offerings and storefronts is because we see that the key technologies and the products and capabilities that are coming out of the space sector are not unique to space. They can be used in many different sectors. And just as an example, if we just take 3 from this list here, the ability to develop satellites and manufacture satellites is continually advancing with more innovative technologies and techniques being applied. These technologies and techniques can easily be translated and utilized by automotive manufacturing services, for example. Then if we look at the litany of robotic services that are being used in space at the moment for debris capture, in-orbit manufacture, or in-orbit refueling, again, those technologies can be adapted and used on the ground for manufacturing here as well, but also for logistics services. And then finally, if we look at machine learning and artificial intelligence that is being used for managing complex mission operations in space, particularly with constellations, these tools can be used to help with other complex orchestration requirements, such as air traffic flow monitoring and general traffic monitoring for citizens on the road. So I think I'm running out of time, so I will just conclude here on my final slide and just give the audience a few takeaway points. The first is that, as we are all aware, space is a booming sector, and that is likely to just continue growing in the coming decades. We all have a reliance on space to just live our day-to-day lives, and that reliance will just continue to grow as well as as technology continues to advance. We fully expect that space will just continue to be a pivotal part of our day-to-day lives. Deloitte is a leading player in the space sector. We have an unrivaled space practice with significant pedigree and heritage. having delivered multiple complex programs for clients across the globe, and providing services such as strategic delivery and implementation, helping clients understand how to design, deliver, and operate satellites, and also helping them innovate and grow their markets and capitalize on the returns of investments in growing those markets. Fundamentally, and the takeaway point here is the reason that we're investing so much in space is because we see the space sector as the world's ultimate emerging market. We think many clients in the Middle East have also have the same belief, and we want to help you in your journeys and help you achieve your visions. So please do reach out to us, because collectively we can work together to make sure that you succeed. And I guarantee that if you join us and work with us, we will help you succeed in your endeavors. If you want to reach out to me, my email and contact details are provided in this presentation. I'm more than happy to provide any insight or information that you require and help you grow your businesses and your service offerings and your ecosystem. So please do reach out. I thank you for your time, and I look forward to collaborating with you in the future. Thank you. Alex, over to you.
Thank you so much, Junayd. It was a great presentation. Thank you for your time today.